Hi friends, I wanted to just make this video like we're sitting here in the waves, listening to them, and maybe talk a little bit about life. Because I know some of you are probably stressed, some of you are probably hurt, and you're wondering, when is all of this going to end? When is this pain going to stop? And I want to be a beacon of positivity for you. So just sit back and relax, alright? And we'll talk about it and we'll see what we can do. I know that you're probably hurting or that you're stressed. Maybe you don't have a lot of money. Maybe you just ended a relationship and you got a lot on your mind. And this is normal. You're a human being. It's normal to feel like this. That's the first thing. Know that you're not alone. Us humans, we go through a lot. And sometimes it feels like we're not able to make it through that. Sometimes it feels like we're going to drown in this big ocean. Like we'll never make it. I've been there and I know that feeling. I know that feeling of despair. I know that feeling of hurt. I know that feeling of pain. I know how hard it can be. But I also know that there's hope. I also know that it's very possible to get through this. It's going to take time. It's going to take courage. It's going to take a lot of discipline. But you can do it. You've got this. You know, when I was in the military, I went to a hospital 3 times for suicide. And all 3 of those times was in a 6-month period. A lot was going on during that. I had just ended a relationship with someone that I deeply loved and deeply cared about. Thanks be to God, in the end that worked out. Everything was good in the end. God saw that this is what needed to be done. God saw that He had better plans for me than that relationship. But at the time I didn't see. And this happened over Christmas break while I was in the military. Of all the times it would happen, it happened over Christmas break. And when I got back to my home after my vacation, the next day my sergeant called me and asked me where I was, because I thought I had one more day of vacation left, but I didn't. And at first I thought I would be okay. The night before I almost overdosed. I had the pills on my bed. I had alcohol. And at first when I talked to my sergeant, I thought it was all going to be okay. Everything looked like it was going to be okay. It seemed like it was going to be okay. I felt okay. I felt a little bit of positivity. I felt a little bit of happiness there for a split second. But the moment I hung up the phone, the moment I was no longer talking to someone, it hit, and it hit hard. I didn't know what to do. And so I had to call my sergeant back and tell him that I needed to go to a hospital. And he took me there, and I was there for 7 days. I was there for a week. From there, they ended up diagnosing me with depression and adjustment disorder and all this other stuff. They gave me some medicine and I was required to seek counseling therapy. To make matters worse, I also was about to get out of the military. I had 10 months left in the military. This was January of 2023. I got out of the military in October of 2023. I remember telling my sergeant that I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know why I feel like this. Or I don't know how to make it stop. I wanted it to stop so bad. And he was the one that recommended I go to the hospital eventually. He had to drive me there. But with all this medicine and stuff I was taking, I thought maybe I'd start to feel better. Then I started to drink a lot and started to do things I shouldn't be doing while in the military. So I told my therapist about this. He recommended me to see another therapist for a different issue. So I was seeing 2 therapists, and she recommended that I go back to the hospital for mental health issues and for substance abuse issues. I went back for 28 days, and I felt some relief. I felt some peace from that. I would still cry at night. I'd still feel like everything was just falling apart. But there was some relief that came with it. They had me a lot longer. They had diagnosed me with a lot more mental health disorders, and they put me on a lot more medicine. I thought that maybe this would do it. This would work. I thought maybe I would start to feel better, that things would not be as bad. Well, once again, I was wrong. I got out of the hospital in March, and then in June I went right back into the hospital again. This time for only 3 days. They wanted to make sure that I would be okay, and they put me on more medicine to make sure I'd be alright. And they basically told me that I'm just going to have to suck it up, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how else to put it. My therapist out of the hospital, he was really good. He helped me through a lot. He was a funny guy. It was great to be around. I enjoyed his company. I enjoyed the times that I got to go see him. It was a lot of relief. But ultimately, what had happened is that I took time to grieve. I took time to get over it. I got a little wild there for a while. Done some stupid stuff for a while. Stuff that I regret. Stuff I shouldn't have done. But then I gave myself time to grieve and get over the pain. I didn't hide it. At least not for myself. I didn't fight it. I accepted it. I knew that my heart was telling me I needed to let go of the pain that I was feeling. So I did. I accepted what I was feeling. I let it run its course. It hurt. It hurt a lot. And I had to deal with demons that I did not want to deal with. But ultimately, those demons, I was able to overcome them. I was able to get over that pain. And sometimes I still feel it. Sometimes it still hurts. But I know that I'll be okay now. Now I live here in the Philippines. Now I thank God for the military, because now I've got help from the military. Now everything just seems a lot better. I have my own little business. And things are going great. But it took time. And that's okay. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to be stressed. There's nothing wrong with it. what you've got to do is you've got to learn how to accept that. And maybe even turn it into something that you can use to better your life. Take, for instance, the relationship that I was talking about that ended. I took that hurt and that pain and that anger and I turned it into energy to better myself, to make my life better, to show that I'm not whatever anybody was thinking I was. And part of me hopes that they see that. They see that they screwed up. I hope they see that. But at the same time, that anger and that hurt and that pain has become something so much greater because I'm using it. I'm using it to change my life and to help the people I love now. To be there for the people that I care about, to provide for the people I care about. I hear all the time about how my fiance might be using me because she's a Filipina and I'm white. I don't know. I don't know about that. I really don't. What I do know is that I'm a man and I need to be able to provide for the people I love. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I want to do. And I used this anger for that. I used this hurt for that. I turned it into something good. And you can too. But first, give yourself time to grieve. Give yourself time to hurt. Give yourself time to stress. Relax. It's part of who you are. It's just your heart and your brain telling you that something's wrong, that there's a pain there. And it's okay to be hurt. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's okay to cry. It doesn't make you a weak person. It's okay to be human. Because that is part of the human experience. For any of my Christian friends, you know there's a passage, the shortest passage in the Bible. Jesus wept. Jesus. God in the flesh, wept. He cried. He was sad as a human. If Jesus can do it, so can you. I hope this helps somebody today. And I hope and pray that everything that you dream for, everything you want, you get. God bless every one of you. Know that you're valuable and that you matter. Peace.